you! Don't watch that! Watch this! This is the heavy monster sound! The nuts...
Alright, so now we're going to look at how to multiply a matrix by another matrix. Alright, and this, when I first learned this, it was kind of difficult to understand, but the more I did it, the patterns you start to realize going through it, and the quicker my speed increased. Yes. Okay, so to when you're doing these questions, multiplying matrices, it's really two things you're doing. You're looking at the first matrix, which is, I'm going to call this first matrix, well, first matrix. And you're multiplying all the rows in the first matrix. So what are the rows in the first matrix? Row 1, A and B. Row 2, C and D. And all of the rows of the first matrix are multiplying the columns of the second matrix. This is my second matrix here, number 2, and my columns are column 1, HJ, and column 2, IK. So the rows are multiplying the columns. Alright? Now, to know if you can multiply matrices, to know how the answer will look, we have to consider the sizes of the matrix. Now this first matrix has 2 rows and it has 2 columns, so this is a 2 by 2 matrix. This second matrix also has 2 rows and it also has 2 columns. This is also a 2 by 2 matrix. So both matrices are 2 by 2 matrices. Alright? So to know if they can multiply, you look at the column of the first matrix and the row of the second matrix. And once 2 of these numbers are the same, then yes, it means that the matrix can multiply. And the order of our answer will be dictated by the rows of the first matrix and the columns of the second matrix. So our answer will be a 2 by a 2 matrix, which means our answer will have 2 rows and 2 columns. See? 2 rows, 2 columns. Alright? And now that we know that these 2 matrices can multiply, now that we know what our answer will look like, let's clear out all of this junk and start working it out. So we have our first matrix, we have our second matrix. I left this here so you can get a rough idea how the answer will look like. As you go by my little thing at the top here, we have the rows of the first matrix are multiplying the columns of the second matrix. Alright? And our answer will look like this, where we have 2 rows and 2 columns. Let's start to multiply. Now, I like to teach this topic by starting with my little diagram here. As you can see, we have 2 rows and 2 columns, and our answer should have 4 different basically elements. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this first thing, if you want to work out this first dot here, right, which represents one of our 4 answers, 1, 2, 3, 4, this first dot here, this dot is in row 1 and it's in column 1. So therefore, we're multiplying all of row 1 by all of column 1, and that will give us this dot right here. This dot is in row 1, but it's in column 2. So we're multiplying all of row 1 by all of column 2 to get this answer right here. And then this one now, this is in row 2 now. So to get this here, we're multiplying all of what is in row 2 by all of what is in column 1, because this dot is in column 1. And this last one here, well, he's in row 2 and he's in column 2. So to get this buddy, you're going to multiply all of row 2 by all of column 2 to get this. So that's just a brief synopsis of what we're going to do. Let's look at this thing right here. This, he is in row 1, column 1. Row 1, column 1. And our thing says we're going to multiply all of the rows in the first matrix by the columns in the second matrix. So since he's in row 1, then I'm going to multiply all of row 1 by all of column 1. So it's going to be A is the first person in the first element in row 1. A is going to multiply H because H is the first element in column 1. So A row 1 by H column 1. And then the next element in row 1 is B. So B is multiplying the next element in column 1, which is J. So you're going to have A by H, B by J. And that will give you this thing right here. Let's go to this one. This element is still in row 1, but it's in a different column, column 2. So all of row 1 is multiplying now column 2. So A is going to multiply I, and then B is going to multiply K. Alright, now we're at the bottom here. So this little sucker is in row 2, but he's in column 1. So all of row 2 is multiplying all of column 1. The first person is C. C is multiplying H, and D is multiplying J. That J look ugly. Now, last but not least, this is in row 2, but in column 2. So all of row 2 over here is multiplying all of column 2 over here. So C is multiplying I, and D is multiplying K. And that's essentially it. Now, all you have to do from this point out is multiply each bracket out and then add, and you're going to get your answer. So what I'm going to do now, using this as a concept, I'm going to change all of these into numbers. Alright, so here we have now the same exact thing, but we're using numbers. Okay? So this is the same 2x2 matrix, 2x2 matrix. Our answer will also be a 2x2 matrix. For those of you who didn't know, you can use a dot to represent multiplying. And we often use that instead of the X when we're multiplying matrices. Okay? So let's go. So this person here, we want to work this out. He is everybody who's in row 1 in the first matrix, multiplying everybody in column 1 in the second matrix. So row 1 has 3, 4. Column 1 has 5 and 8. So this first person is going to be 3 by 5 plus 4 by 8. And that, when we solve this, it's going to give you that first thing. The second one, this is in row 1 still, but column 2. So same row, 3, 4, new column, 6, 7. So 3 by 6 plus 4 by 7. And I've chosen to put different numbers in the matrix so you can see where they all come from. Alright? And okay, this is in row 2, but it's in column 1. So we're going to this row now, row 2, but we're in this column. So 1 by 5 plus 2 by 8. And then last but not least, we're in row 2, so we're sticking with the same row, but we're now in column 2. So this row by this column. So 1 by 6 plus 2 by 7. And now that was the hardest part finished. We just have to multiply these out and get our answer. I don't have much board left, so I'm going to kind of do it in my head. 3 5s are 15. 4 8s are 32. 5 1s are 5. 2 8s are 16. Oof, that's a bad plus sign. 3 6s are 18. 4 7s are 28. 6 1s are 6. 2 7s are 14. So now we just gotta add these and put them in here. Alright? So let's go. 15 plus 32 is 47. 5 plus 16, I believe, is 21. 18 plus 28 is 46. And 6 plus 14 is 20. And that is how you multiply a matrix by another matrix. Alright? Alright, so I'm going to give you this one to do. And you can pause the video and you can try it. So pause the video, work it out, and then I'm going to talk through it. Okay, so we rows by columns. First row, first column, so 2 by 3, 4 by 0, 2 by 4, 3 by 0. Then first row, second column, so first row, second column, 2 by 2, 3 by 1. Then second row, first column, so 4 by 4, 5 by 0. And then second row, second column, 4 by 2 plus 5 by 1. 2 4s are 8. 0. 4 4s are 16. 0. 8. 5. 4. 3. So your answer should be 8, 7, 16, 13.